Peace, everyone. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And before we get into our guest for tonight, just going to give a shout out to our people that hold it down every week. Our HHDG Media crew, which is Skelly Top, The Mayor, T. Smith, Rock Vader KB, and myself, Wiki.
HHDG.
Peace.
Peace. Going on?
How you doing? Good.
Everything's good. It's going. I had to shut my door because my cat is in heat right now. Get that?
That's all good. It's good to have you on the show.
For sure. Glad to be here. I appreciate the platform and everything. And, if get started here.
Yeah, definitely. And like most of our guests, we like for you to, tell a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go more in depth from there.
For sure. So as some people might know, I'm from St. Louis. Born and raised. I've lived here all my life. I'm 24 years old. I got into producing when I was about 20, and I had somebody close to me show me the program I use, which I know you'll get into that later and everything, but and after that I just kind of ran with it. I ran with that knowledge and just polished everything, you know what I mean? And just over the years, that's been my goal, is just polishing my sound and learning what I can, from the greats and from people that's, made they stamp already.
Right. So coming up in St. Louis, what music were you listening to?
St. Louis, honestly, when I was a kid, I was pretty much on like mainstream hip hop, shit that they played on the radio and shit. I wasn't really like heavily into underground or 90s hip hop until I was like about 17 years old. So till then, like you probably had me bumping like 50, Wayne, and probably M a lot up until then, like most of the mainstream shit they was on. So I was a huge Wayne fan growing up. That was my guy. Still my guy, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, when I turned like 17, 18, it was Mob, it was Wu. You know what I'm saying? I was mostly learning about those two groups heavily. And that's all I really bump right now, to be honest with you. Outside of like, Rome Streets and the underground right now, I like Riggs. Riggs stuff is nice. Raz Fresco, obviously. But yeah, aside from that, I'm all for Wu and Mob, man.
Okay, no doubt. Quick rest in peace to my boy Paulus, who came up in Destrehan, Louisiana. He put me on to a lot of Hot Boys.
Okay.
Back in the day in college and everything. He put me onto all types of stuff from Louisiana back then. Shout out to him.
I got family in New Orleans, so sure.
That's dope. So what made you gravitate more to more of the Wu in the 50s?
I mean, obviously the beat's crazy. That's
right.
Nostalgia that I get from them, even though I was not alive during that time. I wasn't there. I'm a 97 baby, so I came right after, the crazy shit. going back is a whole different feeling. You know what I mean? Going back and studying all that. Huge RZA fan. That's someone that I study a lot. I'm a huge fan of Ray and Ghost specifically, just because of, you know, Ray as far as his patterns, his rhyme schemes, and it's really nobody like him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That
Mm-hmm.
do it like rhyme scheme wise. Maybe, but that's debatable. But um, but yeah, man, Ray and Ghost, man, like those are two guys. You know what I mean? So, but the fact that it was a whole cipher, um, of guys, you know, over just one body of production, that that really drew me in because nobody else obviously was doing that. So
Definitely, definitely. Yep. Shout out to I grew up on Staten Island, so
yeah,
up in that time I was in high school when the Wu first came out, so that was like everything that everybody was playing back then.
everything, man, exactly.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So when we talk about production, you mentioned RZA, and I like how you chop up your samples. So you definitely, I know you've been studying that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. As far as sample chopping, man, I've been through like a plethora of different programs and shit. Just playing around with my style, and I've recently, probably in the past 6 to 8 months, found a program that just works for me as far as chopping, and it's super user friendly for me. So it's when I started using that, I kind of started turning up with, you know what I'm saying, the chopping, and not just doing full loops, you know.
Right.
So um I really got to shout out Ninth Wonder with chops, because that's somebody that I really, you know, not RZA, you know, RZA is on the level, because I feel like he makes it his specialty. You know what I'm saying? He makes
Yeah.
you focus in on those chops. You really focus in because you can't miss it. You know what I mean? So where RZA is a little more abstract, and you might miss it because it's like, what the fuck is he doing? You know? So
Definitely. Yep.
so yeah. A lot of the greats, I study. You know, I listen to
Mm-hmm.
music, study, and I just, you know, do what I do what I can, apply the knowledge. You know.
Yeah. Definitely showing that you're a student that continues to learn.
For sure.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Like I don't even know, like,
Mm. What was one of your the early Ninth Wonder tracks that really caught your attention?
crazy that you ask a track, because I mean, he's done so many great things for artists.
Mm-hmm.
Erica, that's Erica, not even brother. I first heard the Erica track and was like, who produced this? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I later went back and found out about all of who he was. But yeah, I can't even tell you a specific track just because of
Mm.
the Zion joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bumped those in the car, and um I just love that shit. You know, you can rap to that shit. Um, but it's easy on the ears. You could just listen to it all day. You could
All
just
day. Yeah.
and there's
Mm-hmm.
40 tracks. It's like, how do you listen to a 40-track album and not get sick of it? It's beautiful. It's and how he arranges it, all the his drum selection, always crazy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I really admire how he goes after the soul joints. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's what he focuses on. You don't really hear, if you hear a beat without, the vocal chops in it, he's is probably an artist on there that that he was working with, but um on the melody tip. But when he gets in there on the soul joints, it's,
Yeah. Something else.
yeah, man, crazy.
Yeah. All them early Justice League mixtapes that he had music on back then. Call them North Carolina artists.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, it was. just so much dopeness coming out at that time. Now, another favorite producer of yours, August Fanning.
Oh yeah, that's the guy.
Tell us about what caught your attention with him, because I've been listening to him for a minute. I remember when he was doing a little stuff with Makami as well.
Yeah, that's my guy. You know, he's really cool people's. You know, I really started tapping in when I seen this stuff with Vic Spencer that he was doing, and how they was really linked up. How they're such a perfect duo in their chemistry. You know what I mean? So it's just dope. Like I aspire to have that type of chemistry that I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? On a whole album. It's beautiful. So, but yeah, that's the homie. You know, he's a very very interesting guy. You know what I mean? He's really interesting, smart guy. He's smart. Smart. He's like into all kind of shit. Like he be putting me on to shit. So
nice. That's dope.
So very cool people. Very cool.
It's good to know.
Definitely shout out August.
Definitely. Now, when I saw you up on stage at Supply and Demand this year, up there with Wavy the God.
For sure.
Who else? Up there with Rim, Ty Farris, and them.
Yeah, Ty was up there.
Yep. Was that your first? That was your first time up here?
Yeah, that was my first time. Honestly, being from where I'm from, we don't be having shows here. Like, artists don't really come here. We don't have a big scene here as far as like the venue crash. As far as I've heard, I don't know, but yeah. So I never really been to a real show like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was not only like the first real high was that.
Yeah.
You know, got to be on the stage, so that was be a part of it. Very dope.
Yeah. All that energy. And I'm sure you linked up with a lot of people at that show too.
Energy was crazy. There's nothing like it. You know what I mean? And definitely got to meet some people, shake some hands. It was nice. Definitely a boost in motivation. And a reason to keep going live on my front right. Like I said, the energy's. So I just wanna. You want to go, it's like a high, like you want to go back, you want to feel that again, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
definitely want to get back up to New York.
Now, what was, before I ask about certain tracks that people should know by now, what was one of your early placements that got started getting you noticed?
My very first joint, like me and Prose, we did
the housekeeping joint.
We did a 5-track EP before that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sample Bag, and that's on his Bandcamp, so Prose.bandcamp.com, and so that was just it was a 5-track EP joint. He killed that shit, and you know, people was like, "Oh, this shit is different." You know what I mean? Your shit's different.
Yeah.
So, and he killed that shit. So after that, obviously, we plan on working in the future, but we did get that one track last joint. So that was the first. Shout out Prose. That's my homie. But that was the first real placement shit I got.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah, he's got a lot of dope stuff out there right now too.
Yeah, I don't want to say a lot, but his new shit crazy.
The one with Hobgoblin?
Yeah, his new shit crazy. So yep. He been previewing it here on there in Twitter, so make sure you go look at them previews. That shit's hard.
Definitely. Yeah. Hobgoblin's a beast. He's another producer that is getting his proper due now.
I just found out, when I heard that. So, I followed him and everything. He's He's hard, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, one of your other placements that is, I think he's one of my favorites. That was on Magneto Was Right, Part 2.
Yeah.
That 100% wool sweater.
Yes. Hard. Let's go. That's one of
Tell
my
us how.
favorite. Yeah. I love it. I was super hyped when I found out I was gonna be on that shit, and especially being on the opening that shit up.
Yeah, absolutely,
That
yeah.
that always means a lot to me. I mean, that's heavy for me. So, and not only did I open that one up, I opened up 5 as well. So,
Yep.
I'm the flip though. I'm not the first, half of the beat, but yeah, being number 1 on both joints is dope. Raz is fucking dope, and I really like what he's doing. So shout out Raz for real.
Definitely. And for those wondering, the other track she's talking about is Driving for Understanding on Magneto Was Right 5.
Yes.
Dopeness right there. Now, when did you end up linking up with Coach Bombay 3000?
Yeah.
He dropped this. This is a sleeper album right here. I don't know how many people haven't peeped this, but they need to peep this joint right here.
For sure. Yeah, I met Coach in New York in passing. I believe the first time was at the Supply and Demand show, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Coach.
Definitely.
Very cool dude.
So how did that come to be that that's now your manager and you with his management team and everything?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I didn't really expect it. You know what I'm saying? I got just a text, and he, asked did I have management, and I did not. And like, you do now, so that was that. And he's been very helpful thus far, and just giving me the direction, and being a text away, and what have you. So that's shout out to Coach. I definitely didn't expect all the love that the song got. Like, I expected love, obviously, but it's overwhelming. Like, yo, it's wild. It's really, really dope. So it's just beyond expectation.
Mm-hmm. Now you spoke about what you listened to growing up, but was there any type of musical influences in your family?
Yeah, my dad played the drums when I was a kid. So growing up, like, I always had an interest in music. Like, my mom is not musically inclined whatsoever. So she would play oldies and shit like that, but as far as like instruments and shit, she's not. So my dad, I just remember him jamming out in the basement, like, you know what I'm saying, just playing drums heavy. So yeah, he had a nice drum set from what I remember, and he was in a band like when he was younger or whatever, but I guess he didn't take that shit seriously or whatever. So that shit didn't go. But no, he was crazy talented, crazy talented. Just I guess the times that it didn't really work out. So, but so I started playing the violin actually when I was in 2nd grade. So I was like, I don't know, what is that, like 9, and played it till I was about like 19.
Okay.
So I can, I still can read music and shit like that. Probably pick it back up, which I do plan to do. Just, need the time and shit.
Right. You could also incorporate that into your production.
Yeah, for sure. It's all types of.
Now, aside from being a music lover, you also like to cook. What's one of your favorite dishes?
Yeah, I like to cook. Yeah, probably salmon. Like I really, really fuck with salmon heavy and some, like asparagus. So I
Mhm.
try to eat healthy, but I eat fried chicken. So
Cool, cool, cool.
there. I lost you for a sec. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you back.
Oh wait, where's the audio?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I can't hear. Hold on, wait. Peace, Jr.
That's J.R. Swift. He's
Damn, what
checking
happened to
in.
my audio?
While you get that situated, I'm gonna
Damn.
talk real quick.
Should I leave it and come back?
Yeah, try and come back. And while she's working on trying to get her audio back, I'm gonna go back to Coach Bombay's album, Running Plays Volume 1. For those that are not familiar, I'm just going to list some of the people that are on here. Chris Crack, Rim from the Villains, Rome Streets, Bub Rock, Uncle John. We got Al Davino on here,
Yo.
Skunks. You can hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. I was just going over some of the features on Coach Bombay 3000's album.
For sure.
Who else you got on here? You got Fresh Daily,
Got
Tyler Dale.
heavy hitters.
Definitely, definitely. People gotta check that out. Now we was just talking about cooking as one of your loves,
Yeah.
the things to do. So when it comes to the music, have you ever tried anything outside of software in making your music?
I have a few years back I got like a machine, a micro machine,
Mm-hmm.
and um it was I it just it wasn't exactly what I wanted, and just ever since then it's just kind of been a challenge just to get the exact one I want.
Mm-hmm.
Um but right now, I mean, the way I'm cooking, I'm good with the software, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Hardware is just a but I'm definitely on my way to learning that shit. 'Cause I just feel like I said, it just be that much better. You know what I mean? It's just a whole new world. So, but like you said, as far as sampling, I enjoy the sampling technique I use right now.
Mm-hmm.
The way I like, I found a program on my laptop that the way it chops, that's enough for me. Like I'm satisfied with that. I don't care if I have to move it and find the way myself. You know, this is it works for me. It's chopping it. So
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, once you find what works to bring out your talents, stick with it.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your instrumental projects you have out.
Mm-hmm.
You have four on Bandcamp, which I'm gonna put the link for those to go check them out.
Right.
But before you put any of those out, did you have any other projects like that?
Uh, that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like when I was first starting out, I was primarily just dropping singles and shit on SoundCloud
Mm-hmm.
because I was just trying to get followers, trying to get my views up, my listens up, what have you. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as like whole projects, complete projects go. So solo joints.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the track on instrumentals. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Dream Girl. That's what it was. Dream Girl. That one's dope, man.
Right. A lot of it ends up like I go back and re-listen to beats too, and sometimes beats that, like in 2019, I might do something to spice them up a little bit, or pull the tempo,
Mm-hmm.
speed it up, whole new beat now, because I have a different ear now that I didn't have before. I might be able to.
Right.
I don't delete it until I'm like, all right, this is absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always helpful, as far as just keeping a little pocket of beats like to play with and just decide what I want to do with.
Yeah, you probably hear something a little different now, or maybe you want to tweak it a
Exactly.
certain way that you didn't do before.
I might not even have the knowledge of how to, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's all just about timing.
So it's only getting better.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Now, one thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's significant or not, but your 4 projects, 2 of them came out in October, and the other 2 came out in March. Are those months mean something to you?
I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's just the time of year I be feeling it, because I'm definitely feeling it right now. So, and it's October. So it's
Mm.
like, I don't know. I think that's just like when my clock is like, all right, I got enough here, and boom.
And it's funny you say that because you just mentioned before that you might have been dropping something soon, and here it is, October.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's just maybe there is a meaning behind it, but when I'm ready.
Hmm. Now, working your way up, and as I say, you're becoming in demand. You just dropped a banging track, Hell on Earth Part 2, on West Side Gun's latest album.
So
And I've been seeing the response all over social media. Yo. Tell us how that feels.
it's dope. I mean, like I said before, like I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, a few followers here and there, and people would big up me, and shit's hard, but like I gained some followers. I ain't gonna lie,
Right, right.
and just the love is dope. People hitting me from different countries that heard my track. I think that's really dope. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, that's great.
but more so, like it was just hearing it for the first time, because people might think like I heard that shit. I I didn't know what that shit sounded like. Like I knew it was gonna be crazy, but it was
Hmm.
like it's succeeded all expectations. Like that shit is crazy. Like you know, so it's a blessing to have you know all three of them on her. Like
Yeah,
beyond
absolutely.
what I thought. So I'm appreciative.
Yeah,
Appreciative of that.
yeah. To have all 3 and that be your lone track on there. Can't get any better than that.
So
Now,
shout,
when you first,
I would say
yeah,
shout out to Gunn for recognizing that he needed that beat on there on that album.
mm.
It needed to go.
Now, how did he contact you about that? Because I remember you had a post on Twitter, and then later on you was talking about checking out your production, and then here you are now with a track on his album.
Yeah, so Shit, he just Sadu actually, me and Sadu had linked up, a while back, and we was just chopping it up. I guess he heard my beat on SoundCloud, and he was like, "Yo, what is this?" And he was like, Gun would go crazy, and he sent it to bro. Gun was like, "What?" Um, get that, down. Keep it off of there, and from there it was like surreal. It was like, yo, he really fucked with that shit. So after that, when I made that tweet, like I hadn't had contact with Gun yet. So when I made that tweet, I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just tweet at him, you know what I mean? And he responded, or he followed me back, hit my DM, and was just like, yo, we already bodied that shit. Like, it's already a wrap. And I was like, oh, bet. Like, that's
Nice.
crazy. So from there, it was just like, um, he's a super cool dude. He just was like, hit my line if you got more beats. You know what I'm saying? He's a really cool dude. You know what I mean? So he always respond when I hit him, and I just congratulated him, or I just, want to say what's up, thanks. I appreciate the opportunity. So, I appreciate him just taking the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely a great placement right there.
For sure. Sure.
And if you don't mind me asking, how many people have purchased your beats since that album came out?
There's been a few. It's been I'm getting ready to go through, more shit to upload and what have you. So kind of, use this time. I know the holidays is coming up and shit gets rough, around this. So I just want to use this time to get what I got.
Mm-hmm.
And that, get that posted so people can get that.
Definitely.
But
And I just put up the link in the comments for Track Train so people can go check,
right on.
see what they're ready to purchase and body.
Definitely.
Now, aside from Westside Gun, who is some other MCs that you would like to work with?
It's a lot. Shoot. Definitely, Rome and Ransom, Styles P, Jadakiss, the whole lot. So I want to say, fuck it. Like, that would be a dream.
Yeah.
Shit. Huge Raekwon fan. I'm actually going to see them tomorrow night. I'm hyped.
Nice.
So, so that's actually going to be here 40 minutes from my house. That never happened. So I had to do that. But yeah, man, that's like, I would say that's a good little. I like Riggs stuff, like I said before. Maybe get some more in with Raz Fresco, and so.
Now, you already did a full project with Prose. Is there one particular artist that you would want to do an entire project for?
Oh, it's a lot, man.
It's still a lot.
It's hard
just
now, but
yeah, just maybe one. Like if if you had to choose right now, who would that one person be that was willing to do it?
man, Styles P, like Styles P, man, like that's my guy for real. I really, really want to work with him. So.
So, yeah, man. Great choice.
Yep. Man, I love that.
Now, in your area, have there ever been any like type of beat showcase or beat battles?
I mean, I'm not really tapped into that here. It might be.
Mm-hmm.
It might be, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like downtown, but nah, it's not really nothing like that.
Got you. Okay.
There's art here. I want to say it's more about other expressive arts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just either painting or just, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I know a guy that like does shoes, you know what I mean? Just paint shoes and shit like that. It's more of other type of expressions. People do music here too, but
Right. Mm-hmm.
it's not what, it's not the underground like vibe.
Type of music that, yeah, it's a different vibe.
It's different shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like going other things.
So, is there any possible news of who you might be working with right now, or you can't? You gotta keep that under wraps.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't want to like definitely in the works. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's going on. But I'm excited. I feel like this is like a new beginning, and it's time to just get to work. That's pretty.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, there's best thing to do is to keep going up from here. I mean, success is right on your plate right now.
Yeah, man.
More people are knowing your name.
Yeah. I'm like satisfied with what I'm doing. Cool, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty like hard on myself if I start
Mhm.
to slack or like if I take a day off, like I feel like the next day I gotta get up at like the crack of dawn started and not stop till I'm ready to go to so I don't like to take breaks, but I do, realize when I do need to take the necessary breaks.
Mhm.
Oh, it's all about balance, and just knowing yourself and pushing yourself to your best.
Right. Yeah. And do you feel that that push is part of the change? Because I know you said about 4 years ago something significant happened with you, and everything seemed to be on a positive note since then.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you said what? Sorry, what was the question?
No, I was saying everything now has been on a positive note. You said there was a significant change that happened to you about
Yeah,
4 years ago. Yeah.
yeah. For the most part, I mean, yeah, I can't complain. I have my own shit, and
Hmm.
I have a means to create in my apartment, in my little corner of the world. I have food, I have transportation, I have my mom. I'm content with that.
Hmm. So, what music have you been bumping today,
Yeah,
aside from your own?
I think I woke up and bumped Queen Latifah. Um, I I was mostly watching uh that new Sopranos joint. That
Oh, okay.
so I haven't listened to a lot of music today actually, but I did shit off Black Rain. That's my shit.
Dope. So for the people out there, I posted links to a SoundCloud, to a Track Train, and to a Bandcamp.
Right on.
Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do from there.
Appreciate
You got anything else that you would like to tell the people?
you. I appreciate the love. You know what I mean? Glad people, fucking with it. And I'm just be working. That's all I'm gonna do. So,
Definitely.
get to it.
Yep. And on behalf of HHDG Media, we wish that you continue with your success that you're constantly on, because you're not even at your pinnacle yet. So we hope to see your name more and more.
I appreciate you fully. Thank you.
You. And on that note, we're gonna let our guest give her shout outs and where she can be reached at and where you can go and support her music.
For sure. Like I said before, shout out Westside Gun. Shout out Benny and Conway too. I want to say shout out Coach. You know what I'm saying? And the whole Misfit team. Social Misfit Management now. My social media is Twitter SOVREN_. That's where I mainly, be on. So you get my Instagram at the only Sovereign. That's pretty much it. Bandcamp released a single today. If you want to check that out, it's called She. It's sovereign.bandcamp.com.
Definitely. And on that note, we're gonna let the people go so they can go and check out all the music that we mentioned today. And on that note, we also gonna shout out the rest of our HHDG media fam. That's Rock Vader KB, T Smith, Demare, Skelly Top, and myself, Wiki. And we're gonna say peace.
Peace.